The internet has given people immense opportunities for connection, collaboration and new ideas. However, it has also become a source of some of the worst behaviors on earth. How are the KKK, white nationalists and even the neo-Nazis able to become popular figures on the internet? What level of dangerous, harmful and criminal activity do they engage in? And why aren't the authorities doing anything to stop them? Today, we dive into the disturbing tragedy of online hate groups and why they won't go away. But before starting, we need to understand, what is a hate group? A hate group is a group of people who promote and engage in hatred, hostility or violence against others based on their race, ethnicity, nationality, religion, gender identity, sexual orientation or other social categories. But wait. How do hateful conflicts between groups happen in the first place? So let's say there are two opposite hate groups. One is the KKK, led by Thomas Robb, and the other one is the Black Supremacy, led by Michael Johnson. We're inside a restaurant in mid-June in Tucson, Arizona. Both groups are annoyed, they don't know what to talk about, and they want to do something fun. Even though they were initially annoyed, something unexpected happened that stopped their fighting and made them talk to each other. But as tension rose in the dinner, a clumsy waiter accidentally spilled drinks on Thomas Robb and his KKK friends. Michael Johnson's group nearby tried to not laugh at the accident. Thomas stood up, angry, ready to blame the waiter. Before he could speak, Michael also stood up, signaling for peace. Thomas, embarrassed and mad, pointed at Michael.
"You caused this!"
he accused loudly, his voice carrying across the dinner. Michael's group got defensive, standing behind him, as Thomas' group mirrored their anger.
"Watch it."
Michael replied, sharply stepping closer. The air crackled with tension as the two leaders faced off, their groups ready for fights. Suddenly, Thomas punched Michael, catching him off guard. Michael stumbled back, but quickly recovered and hit back. Chaos erupted as fists flew and tables were knocked over. Diners screamed and scrambled for safety as fight got worse, with neither side backing down. Amidst the chaos, the diner's manager intervened, shouting for everyone to stop. Exhausted and bruised, Thomas and Michael were pulled apart by the groups. Both leaders panted heavily, their anger still clear, but tempered by realizing how bad things had gotten. The diner fell silent except for heavy breathing and muttered curses. In a tense moment, Thomas finally said, through gritted teeth,
"This isn't over."
Michael nodded seriously, wiping blood from his lip. He replied hostily.
"Okay."
He replied. The tension hung in the air as they returned to their seats, nursing their injuries and bruised egos. This explains how hateful conflicts between groups often stem for two main reasons: in-group love, where people want to support their own group, and out-group love, where there's a desire to harm other groups. Groups formed around a set of moral codes are more likely than non-morality-based groups to exhibit out-group hate as a response to their especially strong sense of in-group love. According to the 7-stage hate model, a hate group, if unnamed, passes through 7 successive stages. In the first 4 stages, hate groups vocalize their beliefs, and in the last 3 stages, they act on their beliefs. This means that in every single hate group, there's a point of non-return that exists between verbal violence and acting out that violence, separating hardcore haters from rhetorical haters. Therefore, conflicts in hate groups happen solely when there's an established hate group, with people that have been in the game for a long time. But how do hate groups actually find those people? How do they recruit members? In the past, hate groups had to rely upon methods such as face-to-face communication, public rallies, and brochures in order to reach their intended audience. But nowadays, the situation is completely changed. By contrast, the internet is a far more attractive medium. Not only does the internet facilitate the learning of racist messages and attract individuals who desire a sense of community and identity, but the internet allows hate to reach a wide audience and mobilize supporters with relative ease. It's also an effective way to target teenagers. teens might have never heard a clan rally on their own initiative, but yet feel comfortable viewing hate messages from the privacy of their homes. A 16-year-old in his bedroom, away from the overseeing eyes of his parents, is much more likely to go on pornography sites than to go to an adult bookstore. The same thing is true for hate groups. This does not mean that visitors to clan websites will all become clan members, but these sites do expose individuals to messages they otherwise might not see. Hence, so may take them more sympathetic to such arguments and perhaps more likely to act on such messages on their own. FBI crime data shows that 60% of hate crimes are committed by youth, most of whom are not former members of hate groups. But this is not the single way they do it. The recruiters of these hate groups also use Facebook and Telegram groups to recruit the youth. Alright, but wait, don't the authorities take down the websites? Okay, so the KKK in total has 23 websites, but on these websites they try to mask their messages so that nobody has a full reason to take them down. They may say at first,
"Stand with us, brothers and sisters. Together we will overcome the forces that are trying to take our country away from us. Now is the time."
but then they say,
Just because a person is black or another race doesn't make them bad people. But you should always be careful where you go and who your friends are. Young girls should be extra careful.
these quotations represent two different messages for two different audiences. Despite the differences, these messages have two important commonalities: they go to gain support and the medium for which they were transmitted, the internet. And this way the message doesn't look so concise, and the police is not able to take down their websites for a valuable reason. Now remember and think back when I said these two messages are written for two different audiences. Well, here's the reason behind that. Since the members of the KKK noticed that if a woman is against her husband's participation in the clan, he's unlikely to become deeply involved in the group. Conversely, if a wife is highly motivated to participate, she'll drag the husband along. Because of these changes, several clan members are now making appeals to women, in targeting women as potential members. The Knights of the KKK were by far the most sophisticated with messages that, unlikely most clan websites, eschew the angry, flaming style that might alarm some women in favor of one that was more conversational and reasonable in tone. As we can see, it was written,
"Women have many talents and in no way are inferior to men, but perhaps brute strength. However, whether we work in the home, outside the home, or both, we can't escape the coarse nature designed for us. Motherhood. This is not our only talent. Some women don't have children. Some can't have children. But women as a whole do have children, and whether they are mothers or not, their insight, natural compassion, and love for humanity are needed for any civilized nation to survive. We must realize our potential in helping to make the Knights a real force in America. We must work side by side in this struggle for the soul of our people. Women have an enduring strength that must be utilized."
This message depicted a clan in which men and women are equals, an idea that is no doubt appealing to most contemporary women. She also portrayed women as strong and able to make difference in the public arena. So this is exactly how online age groups operate, but there's something that I didn't tell you at the start of the video. There are still many secrets that are on Facebook. Not solely hate groups, but much more to uncover. Click on this next video if you want to discover the dark side of Facebook groups. See you soon.